In this video, I will show you how to assign new leads received in your Gmail account to different sales team members automatically. So this is my company's Gmail account where I receive lot of query email or leads, and in order to handle these queries or leads, I have a dedicated team of 4 salesperson. So this is the account of first salesperson, and for your reference here I have mentioned the same. Okay, this is the account of second salesperson and this is the account of third salesperson. Now I want that whenever a new query is arrived in my Gmail account, that query along with all lead details should be assigned automatically to the first salesperson, and in the same way I want that whenever the second query is received in my Gmail account, that query should be assigned to the second salesperson, and for the third query also, for the third lead also, I want that this particular query should be assigned automatically to the third salesperson. And because I only have 3 salespersons, so for the fourth query I want that this particular query should be once again assigned to the first salesperson. So in this way I want to automate this lead assignment process among all these 3 salesperson for every query received in my Gmail account. So if you also want to automate this lead routing process in a sequential manner or in a round robin manner, then come with me and I will show you everything step by step. And the best part of this automation is any non-technical person or even a beginner can set this automation very easily. So let's start this process. Now to automate this process, firstly I'll have to build a connection in this specific Gmail account with all other 3 Gmail accounts, and in order to build this connection I will use Pabbly Connect software, which is an amazing and a very cost-effective integration and automation software. I am an existing user of Pabbly Connect, so I am already logged in. You can also create your free account in Pabbly Connect in just 2 minutes from this sign up free button, and in the free account you will also get free tasks to test these kind of amazing automation. Now once you will log in and reach out to the dashboard of Pabbly Connect, firstly click on this blue button, that is create workflow, and then provide a random name to your workflow, to your automation. Okay, so I have directly pasted the name as automatically assign leads to sales team. Now after providing a random name, simply click on create and then you will notice 2 boxes in front of you. Okay, so these boxes are actually called as trigger and action, and here the trigger means when this happens, an action means do this. So whenever something happen in the first application, then automatically do this in the next application. Okay, so generally you need to always select the application in this trigger and the action window in which you are building an automation. Okay, so according to our use case, whenever any new lead is received in the Gmail application, then automatically assign that lead again into the Gmail application. Okay, but instead of selecting directly Gmail here as the trigger application, I will search for email parser. Basically I will use email parser for connecting my Gmail account with the Pabbly Connect. Okay, so here you can notice as soon as I have selected the application as email parser by Pabbly, it has provided me an email address. Okay, so basically I am going to copy this email address and will paste it here in this specific Gmail account, so that what will happen, every time a new email or a query or a lead is received in this specific Gmail account, the same query will be forwarded automatically here into the Pabbly Connect. In fact, you can notice that it has started waiting for that email parser response. Okay, so how you can do that? Firstly, you will have to copy this email address, then you will have to visit the settings section of your Gmail account in which you are receiving lot of queries, and here you will have to search for this forwarding and POP IAM AAP section. Okay, so here you can notice one email address is already settled. Okay, so firstly I will remove this existing email address and then I will add a new forwarding address. Okay, so let me paste the same email address which I have received received via Pabbly Connect. Clicking on next, and then it will ask me for the permission, that is forwarding mail to this specific email address. Okay, so yes, I can proceed, I can give the permission, and as soon as I click on that button, you will notice that a response will be received here. Okay, so in this particular response, you will have to go to the down, and here on this body text you will find an OTP, basically a confirmation code, not an OTP. Okay, so this is the confirmation code which I will have to first copy and paste it into my Gmail account in order to complete the verification process. Okay, so this is the box, simply paste the confirmation code here and click on verify, and this is how the verification process will be done. Now simply toggle this radio button from disabled to this forward a copy of incoming email to this specific address, and finally click on the save changes button, and this is how you will notice that it will say you are forwarding your email to this specific Gmail address. This notice will end in 7 days. Okay, now coming back to Pabbly Connect dashboard, and now I'll click on this recapture webhook response button once again, and now you will have to first read the instruction that it is saying send an email to the email address mentioned above so that we can capture all the details from the email content automatically. Okay, so this is my Gmail account which I have connected with the Pabbly Connect, and now in front of you with some dummy email address I will send a query or a lead on my Gmail account. Okay, so I have already opened multiple Gmail accounts into a different tab. Okay, so firstly here I will compose an email in front of you and will send the very same email as a new lead, as a query email or as an issue in that specific Gmail account. Okay, so how about I copy some query from that Gmail account only. Okay, so this was my Gmail account. Here I will open this need a product tour. Okay, let me copy the same and going back to this specific Gmail account, and firstly I'll paste the same subject line here. Again coming back, and let me also copy the very same email content, coming back to this specific Gmail account and pasting it here, and here I will also mention the receiver email, that is alright. So assume that I am a customer and I have a query, and I am actually sharing this query on the company's Gmail account. Okay, so here you can notice the message has been sent. Going back to my Gmail account, and firstly I will wait for that email in this specific Gmail account, and as soon as that new email is received here, you will notice that the same email content will be received in Pabbly Connect dashboard as well. Okay, fingers crossed. Okay, so here you can notice need a product tour. Hello team, I have recently purchased your software and I have so many doubts. Would you mind giving a one-to-one product tour? It would be a great help for me. Thanks. Okay, so the email is already arrived in my Gmail account, and now I am expecting the same email, the same response here into the Pabbly Connect dashboard. Okay, so here you can notice the response is already received. Now let me show you the details one by one. Okay, so here we have the receiver email address and the receiver again email address. Here we have the sender name, here we have the sender email address, here we have the very same subject line, and in the last, in this body text, you will notice the very same email content, that is hello team, I have recently purchased your software and I have so many doubts. Would you mind giving a one-to-one product tour? It would be a great help for me. Thanks. Okay, so I have connected successfully my Gmail account with the Pabbly Connect, and now onwards what will happen? Every time a new query or a new lead is received in my Gmail account, that lead should be automatically forwarded firstly to Pabbly Connect, and from here exactly we are going to send this particular lead to different Gmail account. Okay, basically to different sales representative. Okay, so how I am going to do that? Basically I'll have to set up a scenario that when the first lead is received, that should be sent to the first sales salesperson only. When the second lead is received, it should be sent to the second salesperson only, and for the third lead, the email should be sent to the third salesperson only. And after the third salesperson, the counter should be reset to first person, and this is how this lead assignment process should be done. Okay, so how I am going to build this kind of scenario. Okay, so before I select any Gmail application, before I connect any Gmail application of my sales representative, firstly I will search for counter. Not for counter, basically you'll have to search for number formatter. Okay, and in this feature, in this number formatter feature, you will find an option of counter. Okay, let me show you. Now number formatter is an amazing feature of Pabbly Connect, using which you can apply different kind of amazing operation within your workflow, within your automation. Currently we are applying this counter action event. Okay, how it is going to work, I'll show you this. Okay, simply click on connect and it will be connected immediately, and basically I'm building the scenario something like, okay, so let me open my notepad, and here I will show you how it is going to work, how the counter is going to work. Okay, so with the help of counter, firstly I will receive the number as 1, and then I will receive an incremented value as 2, and further I will receive the value as 3, and after 3 again my counter will set to 1, and this is how this process will take place. Okay, so this is how basically I will receive 3 numbers in a sequential manner, in a queue manner. Okay, and once I will build this kind of scenario, I would be easily able to assign the leads to different salesperson using these numbers. Okay, so how I am going to do that? Firstly, it is asking to provide an initial value. Enter the initial value from where the counting will begin. Okay, so of course I want that the counting will begin from first number. Now it is asking for the operation, whether you want to increase this number or decrease this number. Okay, so of course I want to increase this number. Basically I want after 1 a 2 value should be provided. Okay, so that is why I'll go with the same operation. Now it is asking change value by. Okay, so basically this value should be changed by which particular number, whether 2 numbers should be added, whether 4 numbers should be added, or 10 numbers should be added. Okay, so I just want to increment this value, change this value by a difference of only 1. Okay, so again I have added the same. Now it is asking reset on execution. Select yes if you want to reset the final value to the initial value on each execution step, or else select no. Okay, so yes, I want to reset the final value to the initial value only. Why? Because once the third value is received, the email will be assigned to the third salesperson, and after that I want to reset that value to 1 so that the email to the first salesperson can be assigned once again. Okay, so that is why I will be selecting yes here. And now it is asking reset counter after reaching certain value. Okay, so because I have a 3 team members only, so I want that this particular counter should be reset after 3 number. Okay, so I have added the same. Assume that you have a dedicated team of 10 sales team members and you are receiving lot of queries. So firstly I want that those 10 salesperson should be received the queries, and after that 10 number the counter should be received. Okay, in that case you will have to add the value as 10. Okay, so I hope you have understood with an example. Now I'll click on this button save and send test request, and you will see the results that we have the initial value as 1, we have the change by 1, and we have the final value as 1. Okay, so basically we are going to work on this final value, and let me show you an interesting thing. As soon as I click on the save and send test request button, this final value will be changed automatically. Well, even after clicking on the save and send test request button, I am actually getting the final value as 1 only. Okay, I think there is something wrong. I'll have to check. Alright, so here you can notice in this reset on execution, I have specified that if you want to reset the final value to the initial value, no, on every final value receiving, I don't want to reset it to the initial value. So firstly I'll have to keep it as no, because I want to reset that particular value when the number will reach, when the final value will reach up to 3. Okay, so I have changed that value from yes to no. Now again I'll be clicking on this button, and now I'm expecting the final value as 2, and again I'll click on this button and you will notice the final value as 3, and again clicking on this button, and this time you will notice the final value once again as 1. Okay, so this is how this sequence, this round robin manner will be executed with the help of counter. I hope you are liking this counter feature because it's really an amazing feature of Pabbly Connect. And now finally I am going to set 3 scenarios here, one for the first person, second for the second person, and third one for the third person. Okay, so how you can define multiple conditions in your automation, in your workflow, basically with the help of router. Yes, router is an amazing feature using which you can add as many router steps as you want, basically as many as condition as you want. Okay, so in this particular case I have 3 conditions only, and after the third step I want that first step should be executed once again. Okay, so that is why I have added only 3 router step. Okay, so firstly I will rename this particular router step by clicking on this 3 dot. Okay, and here I will write something like assign this query to first sales person. Okay, in the same way I will rename rest of the 2 router steps. Okay, assign this query to first sales person, clicking on update. Okay, so before I rename other 2 steps, how about I first set the filter and action step for my first router step. Okay, so simply click on the set filter and action step, and here you will find an option of filter. Okay, so here in this select label you will find the same data which we have received from our email parser response. Okay, so whatever the data we have received, you can actually select that data. Okay, so here I would like to specify the condition on this counter step. Okay, so basically I want that whenever the final value is actually equal to 1, this step should be executed. Okay, so that is why I have defined the condition, and as soon as I click on this button you will notice that in the response it will say condition is actually true. Now why condition is true? Because currently according to this scenario we actually have the final values equal to as 1. Here you can notice we have the final value as 1 which is actually equal to 1, so that is why the condition is true. And whenever the condition is true, what should happen? Basically our further step should be executed. Now what step I would like to be executed after this step? Okay, so I want that the first query which I have received currently, that should be assigned to my first salesperson on his Gmail account. So that is why I have finally selected the application as Gmail, and just like I have connected initially Gmail and Pabbly Connect with the help of email parser, now I am going to connect the Gmail account of all the salesperson by directly selecting this Gmail. Okay, simply select the action event, of course send an email, because I have a single action event only. Simply click on connect, then you will have to click on this add a new connection, then click on this connect with Gmail, and further it will ask you the access of your Gmail account. Okay, so it is asking for several Gmail accounts, so here I will be selecting my own Gmail account. Okay, so I have selected the same. Yes, it is not compulsory that you will have to select the account of your salesperson. You will have to use your own credentials only, and with your own credentials only you will you will see how we will send the mails to different person. Here you can notice the authorization is successful and my Gmail application is finally connected with the Pabbly Connect. Now it is asking for the recipient email address and several other details which are actually required for sending an email. Okay, so from where I will provide the details, remember we have already captured few details into our previous step, which was email parser. Okay, so from here exactly I am going to to map the details basically from this response, okay? And the interesting thing is I don't need to manually copy this data and paste it here. Basically I'm going to map this data, and mapping is very simple. When you will click on this field, you will find the above steps data here in the drop down, okay? But recipient email address is something which I have not received in this particular response. So instead of mapping the recipient email address from this drop down, basically I'm going to define the recipient email address of my first salesperson, okay? So in front of you I will be adding a dummy email address, but don't worry, I will replace this email address with the genuine email address of the first salesperson when I am about to finally send the email, okay? For now I am adding this email address only, that is abc@gmail.com. or how about I mention something like first salesperson@gmail.com in order to avoid any confusion, okay? So this is the email address of first salesperson@gmail.com, okay? Basically you will have to add the email address of your salesperson, okay? Now moving further, it is asking for the CC, PCC, which I am going to leave blank, asking for the sender name, okay? So you can provide any sender name. How about I add something like Pabbly Connect, okay? And you can provide your sender name, asking for the email subject line, okay? So here I will specify that new query is received in our company's Gmail account. I would like to specify this email subject line, okay? Let me also add this account. New query is received in our company's Gmail account. This is going to be the subject line for every single email. Reply to, again I am leaving it blank. Email content will of course going to be plain, okay? Because I am not going to add any extra formatting. Asking for the email content, okay? So from here exactly I am going to compose my email, okay? So firstly I will write something like hello, and my first salesperson name is actually Harnas, okay? So I have added the name of Harnas. Hello Harnas, a new query is received in our company's Gmail account, okay? I have added this specific line. Kindly reply to this query and try to convert at your best, okay? So a new query, or I can also add a new lead, okay? A new lead is received in our company Gmail account. It should be company's Gmail account. Kindly reply to this query and try to convert at your best. And finally I will attach the subject line of the query, okay? So I have added subject line, and from this email parser data I will directly search for the subject line. I will map the very same subject line of my customer, of my lead, which was need a product tour. And further I will also attach the email content, okay? Again adding a colon and searching for the body text, okay? So this is the body text. And how about I also share the email address of the person, because our whole objective was on assigning the leads, okay? So I will have to make sure that lead information should be also sent, okay? So email address of lead colon, let me map the email address of the person, which was this, okay? So subject, email address, email content, and finally I will also add the name of the person, okay? So let me add the name, okay? Why it is not taking this extra value? I want to add the name of the person here, and I have also successfully added the name of the lead, okay? So this is going to be my email content. Hello Harnas, a new query or lead is received in your company's Gmail account. Kindly reply to this query and try to convert at your best. Subject line, email address, name of the lead, and the email content, okay? So this is the email I am about to share with my first salesperson. Basically this is how I am going to assign the lead to this particular person, and I think I have provided all the details. How about I directly click on this button? But before that, of course, I am going to replace this dummy email address with my first salesperson email address, okay? So let me do the same, and then I'll click on that button. Alright, so I have replaced that email address. Now I have clicked on that button and waiting for the response to receive here. And here you can notice in the response it is saying response result status as sent. Going back to my Gmail account of the first salesperson, let me refresh and wait for that new lead arrived. And here you can notice that email is arrived with the same subject line, that is new query is received in our company's Gmail account. And here we have, hello Hannes, a new query lead is received in your Gmail account. Kindly reply to this query and try to convert at your best. And here we have the subject line of the person. Here we have the email address, and I think I have added lots of extra spaces. Okay, let me correct the same. Going back to my Pabbly Connect dashboard and let us check what exactly wrong here. Okay. Alright, so I have edited this content. Basically I have deleted this content, and let me click on this button once again, and this time I'm really expecting that a nice and a neat and clean email will be received. Okay, so once again the response is received. Let me go back and check for the new email, and this is the new email which we have received 0 minutes ago. And here we have a very clean email, that is, hello Hannes, a new query lead is received in our Gmail's account. Okay, in our company's Gmail account. Kindly reply to this query and try to convert at your best. Email address of the lead, name of the lead, subject line of the lead, and finally we also have the email content of the lead. Okay, so this is how I was able to assign the lead to the first salesperson automatically with the help of automation software Pabbly Connect. Now it's turn to assign the leads to the second person and to the third person. Okay, and the interesting thing is I don't need to set the whole step once again. If you will click on this 3 dot, you will find an option of clone. Okay, directly click on this clone option and click on this button, and this is how your first router step will be cloned here automatically. And I would like to clone this step one more time because I want to set in total 3 scenarios. Okay, so this is going to be the second condition and this is going to be the third condition. Okay, let me delete the existing condition which I have added earlier. Okay, so I have deleted the rest of the 2 condition which was actually extra, and now I am going to first rename these 2 steps. Okay, so clicking on this 3 dot once again, let me remove this clone and assign this query to the second salesperson. This is going to be the name of this router step. Clicking on update, and let me finally rename my third router steps. Clicking on this rename button, let me remove this extra content and change this first as third. This is going to be the name of my third router step. Now when you will click on the set filter and action step, you will find all the steps are already added. You just need to change a few things. Okay, so in this particular condition you will have to define that whenever your final counter value is actually equal to 2, then this particular steps should be executed. Okay, so I have defined the same, but this time you will notice your condition will be false because according to current scenario we have received the final value as 1. But don't worry about that. When our automation will execute in real time and we actually received the value as 2, this condition will of course going to be true. And when this condition is going to be true, what should be the next step? Basically it should assign the lead to the second person. So in place of first salesperson email address, here I will define the email of the second salesperson. Okay, so let me add the genuine email address of the second salesperson, which is alright. So I have added the email address of the second salesperson, and the rest of the details are of course going to be same. I want that the second salesperson should also receive the very same subject line and they should also receive the very same content. But what will happen? The details will be replaced here automatically. So I think I have added all the things. Now clicking on this button, save and send test request, and this time you will notice this second salesperson will receive the email. Alright, in the response result status it is saying sent. Let me open the account of the second salesperson and click on this refresh button, and here you can notice that one more email is arrived. Okay, currently we have received the very same content and the details. Okay, but don't worry worry about that. These details, the subject line, the sender name, this email address of the lead, and even the content will be replaced automatically when our automation will work in real time or in next time, okay? Because this is the power of mapping. Whatever the details you have mapped here will be replaced automatically, and this is how, with the help of mapping only, this automation is going to take place. Let me close this second step, and here I'll again click on this third set filter and action step, and I just need to make a small change. Like, firstly I'll change this condition, and of course I want that whenever this value is equal to 3, this step should be executed, okay? So I have defined the same condition here, clicking on this button, and you will notice, of course, this time the condition will be false, because according to current scenario the final value is 1, which is not equal to 3, okay? But don't worry about that. I am setting up this third condition for the third salesperson whenever we will receive the final value as 3, and whenever this condition will be true in future, what should be the next step? So basically the query should be assigned to the third salesperson, so that is why I will be adding the email address of the third salesperson, okay? So give me a second, let me add the very same email address and then I'll come back. Alright, so I have added the email address of third salesperson also, and again the subject line is going to be the same, and all these details will be replaced with the third email which we will receive in our Gmail account. Let me click on this button one last time, and once the response is received, I'm really expecting the email will be received on the account of third salesperson, okay? Fingers crossed, waiting for the email, and here you can notice the same email is received on third salesperson Gmail account also, okay? So this is how you can automate the process of lead assignment directly from Gmail to several Gmail accounts, okay? And in order to automate this lead routing process, this lead assignment process, you need to create this automation inside Pabbly Connect for once. After that you can sit back and relax, because Pabbly Connect will take care of all the tasks in the backend. You do not have to do anything manually, okay? So now onwards what will happen? Every time a new email is received in our Gmail account, firstly it will be captured via Pabbly Connect, then our counter step will be executed, and based on the final value our router step will be executed, okay? So if the final value received as 1, of course our first condition will be executed. If the final value received as 2, our second value will be executed. If the counter value received as 3, our third step will be executed, and when the counter will reset from 3 to 1, once again our first router step will be executed. This is how it is going to take place. It is going to be executed into the round robin manner with the help of this counter, with the help of Pabbly Connect, okay? And just in case if you want to access this automation inside your own Pabbly Connect account, I will also attach the link of my automation into the description box. Click on this link and sign up for free into the Pabbly Connect, and then you will be able to access the same workflow, the same automation inside your own Pabbly Connect account, that too for free. Not just these applications, you can integrate multiple applications and automate your business with Pabbly Connect. You can ask your queries at forum.pabbly.com. My team will surely answer to your questions. This is the website of Pabbly Connect, and for the latest updates of Pabbly Connect and unique automation ideas, you can join our Facebook group, that is formget.deals. If you have found this video helpful in any way, share it with your friends and colleagues, and also help them to automate their business. Like, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching this video.